think I'll step down from the pulpit this morning because we are few in number but great in spirit. So grace to Jesse, Yolanda, Elisa, Gail, Paul, Don, and Sarah, and Chuck. Everyone today. That was quite a gospel we just heard. In the beginning was the Word. When we think of words, we think of something said and heard, written and seen. But in this sense, what the Bible is telling us is that God, words express ourselves, don't they? We express our feelings, our thoughts, our ideas in words. And so in the beginning, God, the Word, expressed himself by creating the universe. God is a God of love, and he needs an object for his love. So he made what? The universe. The farthest star and the farthest galaxy, as I say all the time, and the tiniest particle of the tiniest atom are all an object of God's love. And so, as I've said many times in the past over the years, as the crown of his creation, God does what? He makes the human race to be loved as well as give love. The stars can't love God. The atoms can't love God. The mountains, the oceans, all these things around us, they can't love. They're objects of God's love, but they can't love God. We alone were created to what? Love God. And so we see that sometimes we find ourselves in a difficult situation because our love is not what we want it to be. You know, we talked about light Christmas Eve, and we had the candlelight service and so on. And right now in our towns and neighborhoods, we had a lot of Christmas lights, but they're slowly being taken down and going out and so on. But I said Christmas Eve, you may remember, that we don't want our light to go out with the changing season. The thing we have to remember as Christians is that we need a source of light. So let me do something here. If I remove the source of light for our tree, which I'm doing right now, the light goes out. It's no longer attached to its source of energy. And so it is with us. As we seek to live our Christian lives, we need to be plugged into God. And that's not just an every week thing on Sundays, it's an everyday thing. And so I'm hoping that if you haven't gotten your devotional for the new quarter, you'll pick one up. And if you know a friend or somebody who might use it or find it valuable, you would give it to that person and so on. We're in a difficult time right now. Well, all times have their difficulties, I suppose. But we are finding ourselves conflicted sometimes between what we know as the right thing and what we find out in our world outside. God has made certain laws. There's the laws of physics, and the more we know about the world around us, the better we are. I often think it's funny that, not funny, but amusing that when the 20th century began, around 1900, scientists thought that the universe was already already there. It wasn't created. But now science has come around and finds out that yes, there was a time when there was no space, there was no time, and then God created. Even some scientists are talking about creation. So in that sense, science and religion are coming together, at least from that perspective and so on. Well, we find out about the world around us, the world of physics and so on. That's great. We have that, all the medication, the advances in medicine that we've come about to see. But also, there are certain immutable laws that God has established for human behavior. The laws of gravity cannot be broken, can they? If you jump off a building, you're going to land on the pavement, I guess. And if we persist in a life lived only for self, we find ourselves isolated, alone, and not fulfilling our true potential. Everyone was designed to know God, to love God, and so many times things get in the way there, don't they? So it's a new year, and I would ask all of us, especially myself, to take an assessment of my life. Where do I need to make improvements? Where am I falling short? As we say in the confession, no one of us is without our failings and shortcomings. That doesn't make us truly evil, but it means that we are people are persons who can improve our lives and gain something for ourselves and for those around us. So on this very rainy first Sunday in the new year, I would commend you to your own thoughts, your own reflections, your own contemplations about your life as a child of God, made in God's image and destined for great and wonderful things in this world. Only God knows what the future will bring. All we know is that he has the future in his hands. And he has you, he has me, he has all of us in his almighty hand. We talk about light and darkness, and sometimes the darkness seems to overcome us, but it will not, as we heard in today's gospel reading. The light will not be overcome by the darkness around us. Sometimes I come here at night, and the church is all dark, but one thing is always burning, the sanctuary light. And that reminds me that no matter how dark the world around can be, we still know God is there, his light will prevail, it will shine through us. Blessings on you on this wonderful new year, as I say, and may it be for each and every one of us a year of growth in faith, in hope,